Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Ink Designs in Ontario, Canada. It's cold out there. It is windy as all get out and really, really cold. Look what I have. Oh, I have a tag sticking out of it. The new catalog will be going live in just a couple of weeks. It goes live, I think, on the 6th. Let me just double check here. Yeah, January the 6th to May the 4th. And if you are one of my regular customers, you will have probably gotten it in the mail by now. If not, probably in the next few days, hopefully. Because they were being mailed out the first week of December. So hopefully you have yours by now. If you don't have one and you don't have a demonstrator, reach out to me. You can email me at lisa@crittersandink.com. I will be more than happy to get one in your hot little hands. And there is also, I can send you a digital download as well for a PDF of the new little catalog until the hard copy comes in. And I tell you, I've already got some of the things in here. As a demonstrator, we're able to pre-order things. And I've already gotten some super cute. Look at this. Cute as a bug. Isn't that so stinking cute? And I didn't decorate that one, but that's the Cute as a Bug little calendar that we made at our team Christmas wine and cheese the other night. And kits of this will be going out to my team members who weren't able to make it, whether they live out of town or whatever. So lots and lots of fun. I'm just for those of you guys in the team who are watching who have their names down for a kit. I'm just finishing up the PDF. It will be printed and in your envelopes and out the door in probably by Monday. Yeah, so also, while I think of it, there is the product of the month. Now, I have that right here. Let me go down to my desk, give you a quick shot. This is the product of the month for December. And to get this, you can get this whole pack of paper, and it's stunning, for $5 with a qualifying order of $100 in Canada. So when your order hits a qualifying amount of $100, you'll get a little pop-up that says, well, actually, I think you get the pop-up the whole time that you're placing your order, and it'll say, you know, you only need this much more to qualify for the product of the month. Anyway, look at this paper. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not a blue person, but I love this. I really like this. Reminds me of Italian tiles. If you remember the paper that we had last spring, I think, it was similar to this in like tiles in these colors, and I just love it. So the two colors in here are Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. Super pretty. So $5. And the only reason it's $5, it was supposed to be $7, is because there was a typo in the mini catalog. So from now until May, we can get the product of the month for $5 instead of $7. They're going to honor the $5. So every month it's going to be a little bit different. We don't know whether it's going to be a stamp set or, you know, paper or a set of extra dies. We have no idea, but that's a honkin' deal because normally paper like that is about $17. So a package of paper for $5, pretty sweet. Anyway, I can't show you the inside of the catalog till January the 6th, but suffice it to say, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So if you'd like one, just drop me a note or message me on Facebook Messenger, and I would be happy to get one to you. So let's dig out my paper pumpkin. I'm kind of stoked because, as I said, I didn't even open my last two paper pumpkins. And they're just sitting on my other desk saying, I'm over here. Come and get me. However, they all have to wait because this one is here. Now, there are the add-on dies. And my new add-on dies for January to March are going to be delivered, I think, on Monday in my order that's coming up. But these were the Abundant Joy dies, which were the add-on for the last quarter for October, November, December. So they're very cute. And because I didn't open October and November's paper pumpkin, I never get a chance to use them. So here's a little tip that I learned yesterday or the day before, I forget. I was watching a demonstrator information thing about kits and stuff. And I love their kits. I mean, I use them all the time. I have get-togethers with my customers and, you know, things like that. If your kit comes wrapped in plastic, it's because there are extra pieces. Who knew? I did not know that, and I've been a demonstrator for almost 8 years. Yeah, so if it's wrapped in ceramic, it's ceramic, in like a saran wrap, it's because there's extra pieces, and if the box gets damaged, then these pieces won't go missing. But if it's just boxed like this, the other kits, you know, in the brown boxes, then that means that it's just a self-contained kit and everything is printed and punched out. You don't need the extra pieces. Who knew? So I was surprised to hear that. I actually didn't even know that. So there you go. So this is called Watercolor in Bloom. And if you notice my lights, you guys, no glare. There's no glare and no shadows. I'm so excited. My friend Doreen, who if you've watched me for a while, you've seen Doreen in live and in person with me. She is a professional photographer. And she, for Christmas, because I guess she got tired of me whining about my glare, but for Christmas, she gave me some really cool photography lights with the diffusers and everything. So I have them on big light stands, and I mean, they take up a lot of room, not gonna lie, but I can't get over the difference. Like, no shadows, nothing, no glare. Look at, no glare. Well, a little bit of glare, but not like before with my big pot lights, right? I'm so excited. Yay. All right, let's open this. Enough of my yapping. And I don't want to cut anything I'm not supposed to here. So there we go. Oh, and I just want to put a shout out to those of you who have been sending cards to my brother-in-law. My sister is a demonstrator on my team, and her husband is undergoing chemotherapy and stem cell transplant this month. And he's in the hospital, and I must say that the cards that you guys have been sending him, really, they do so much for his, just how he feels. It's a little ray of sunshine when he's feeling so lousy. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are not part of the group that are sending cards and you would like to, you know, drop me a line and I will give you their address and you can send them a quick card, because I know we had coffee before he went in the hospital, and he just put his hand on my arm and he said, you know, those cards mean everything to me. And he was getting all teary and I got all choked up. I'm like, oh my God, because you don't know, you know, what he was internalizing a lot of it. He was being brave on the front, but really internalizing a lot of it. And he's so positive. He's one of the most positive people I know. And I know that he's had a really, really rough week this week. He's in the hospital now for the next month and a half or so. So if you'd like to do that, I'd be more than happy to give you their address to send cards to. I got a cat hair in my mouth. Ugh. Anyway, so these are the stamps. So you get a set of stamps, and here they are. Aren't they beautiful? So, dear friend, thank you. The little things you do for me mean so much. Miss you so much. So you could go, thank you so much. Miss you so much. You make me feel loved so much. I love it. And then the little sprigs. And then so these little sprigs from the add-on dies coordinate. Now, I'm not 100% sure if these dies are still available or not. I know that they may have sold out when we had the Paper Pumpkin Black Friday sale a couple weeks ago. Let me just check real fast and see. Let me go on here. And I'll just quickly Check and see if they're still available. They may not be. What are they called? Abundant Joy. Oh, it would help if I could spell. No, it looks like they're sold out. I'm going to turn off my phone here. My team group is having a very candid chat this afternoon. I don't know why they're so chatty. That's okay. We have a private team chat for all the girls on our team, and they, you know, we share things and just chat about life in general. And they're having we had a mouse in our house today, and it was a big bloody mouse, let me tell you. Yeah, no, it looks like they're retired. Okay, let me go back to my camera here. And it was really funny because normally we don't even know that we have a mouse in the house, and we live in the country, so you're going to get mice, right? Occasionally we get little field mice. And so I was watching a YouTube video this morning, having a tea, and all of a sudden I hear this little like that, and I thought, what the heck is that? And I just looked down, and in front of the fireplace there was this mouse. So help me God, I didn't think it was it was like this big. Like, honestly, I'm not exaggerating one bit. And I yelled down, my husband was in the basement, and I yelled down, I said, Glenn, you need to get up here. There's a monster mouse in the house. So he comes racing upstairs, and he goes, well, where's your container to catch it in? I'm like, dude, I just found it. Like, give me a break. Anyway, Georgie's just sitting there, you know, great mouser that she might not be, staring at the thing, like, whatever. Anyway, so I went to get a container to catch it in, and the damn thing disappeared. We couldn't find it. We looked under the bed, like there's a bedroom off our living room. We looked in there, and we're looking under the TV stand, like everywhere. Couldn't find it. So about an hour and a half later, about an hour and a half later, I was having lunch, and all of a sudden there he is. And I'm like, I'm going to get you. So I grabbed, it's like, you know, those those popcorn containers that are about like this, and they're maybe, 6 or 7 inches around. So I had one of those because it was such a big mouse. I thought normally we just use a little Tupperware container and catch it and put it outside. Anyway, it goes running into the sunroom and climbed up, and it's really fat. Like, this mouse is fat. So it's so fat, it doesn't move very fast. So it climbed up on one of the cats, scratching. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a scratch thing that looks like a wave, and it's got carpet and some like rattan on it for the cats to scratch. Anyway, it jumps up on that and then onto a box of a Christmas decoration, and it's sitting there looking at me. So I just put the container on it, and I yelled down to my husband, I go, I got him. So we put him in a bigger box, and we put him outside, and it didn't want to stay outside. It kept trying to come back in the door. And Georgie was outside on the deck about, 6 inches from this stupid mouse. And she just sat there watching it like, meh, I'm cold, I'm going in, mouse, you're on your own. Like, and then the mouse wouldn't leave, and it kept trying to come in. Our sunroom is like 2 walls, and there's a sliding screen door on this side and a sliding screen door on this side. Well, they're winter doors, but you know what I mean. Like, you can open it with the screens and whatever. So we let it out this one, but it kept trying to come in this one. And so I finally went out there with a broom and helped it off the deck, because I thought, you little stinker, you're not coming back in here. I couldn't believe it. It was huge, 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 huge. Anyway, back to this. So our Stampin' spot is Night of Navy. I see that my focus isn't any better, but at least I don't have glare. We have some really cute, these are like coppery little sequins. Very pretty. Ooh, look at these. These are cute. Very nice. So we have 3 of those. The envelopes are all the same, it looks like. They have floral. Oops, I'm out of focus here. A floral. These are pretty envelopes. I like that. And let's see. So we have 3 of these, and you know me, I'm not going to use just one. I'm going to cut these in half and use them each side for a different card. Very, very cute. And then these are punch outs. So we have ovals. I may have to adjust this lighting. I don't know. Oh, here we go. So I have ovals here and here, squares here. I'm gonna have to figure out this lighting. It is a little bit bright. It came with, oh, I just made it brighter. Oof, that's not good. There, how's that? Oh, maybe that's better. Let me know. So you can see the squares. Oh yeah, that's way better. You can see the squares here. And then on here, there's some banners for sentiments, I guess. And then here we have a sheet of punch outs. Is there only one sheet of that? Looks like there's one sheet, and I guess there's 3 elements of each. I'm gonna move my camera here. There. Yeah, so three of each. Ooh, look at these. Oh, no, here's another. Oh, these are vellum. Okay, hold on. All right, so here, look at these. Those are pretty. 3 of those. And then we have 1, 2, 3 sheets of vellum. And so this is a big rectangle here. And then we have a great big oval here and another rectangle here. Okay, and then this is the same as the other one, only in the blues. Wow. So that's 9 cards, so I can probably easily get about 20 out of that. Excuse me. Look at these. Okay, so these have copper foiling on them. I'm going to punch one out just so we can see. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty. Look at that. And then, yeah, you can see the little cutout detail on the leaves. So there's 3 sheets of that, and here's an oval one. Ooh, I'm stuck. There's an oval one. And then this little rectangle banner here. So that's very cute. All right, and then we have our directions. So let's see, our coordinating colors are Garden Green, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, Secret Sea, Shaded Spruce, and Bronze. And then, of course, the dies, which I just showed you that we have here. So very cute. And then these are the 3 cards that the kit makes. Super cute. Okay. All right, I'm going to grab some of the coordinating colors. All right. Okay, so let's see. I have Shaded Spruce, Secret Sea, Pretty Peacock, Night of Navy, and Garden Green. I'm going to see if I can warm up that color a little bit. There. I can see the colors a little bit better now. I found it very, see if I can do it on the other one. I have so many little remotes now, it's crazy. There we are. I don't know. I'll have to play with this. I have no idea what this means. Oh. Okay. Good enough. All right, so here I have some cardstock. So let's start off with card number 1. Oh, look, card number 1. So for card number 1, let's have a look. We will need one of these, one of these, I think that's a big vellum thing. I just find my vellum. Here we are. So big vellum rectangle. I'm so glad that we have vellum back in store now. It's 12 by 12. And I'm really happy about that. I think it's an online exclusive, so if you want to check that out. And then we also need one of these guys. And a flower. Doesn't say which flower. Yeah, it doesn't say which flower, so I'm just going to grab a flower. There we go. So, all right, let's go to the directions. So card number 1. My stamps are here. And I have a chamois so I can clean my stamps. So we will need this guy. Grab a block. Now, if you're new to paper pumpkin, the first your first paper pumpkin, you will get a little block that well, it looks like this, and instead of saying Stampin' Up on it, it'll say paper pumpkin. Mine's in there. I have a whole pile of them, but so you will get a block like this, and this will only come with your first paper pumpkin. After that, they're not included, just your first one. And then but if you buy the kits in the kit collections, you will get a block every time there is a stamping kit. You will get an extra block. Like I have a pile of them, so which is great for when I'm doing classes, because then I never run out of blocks. But I prefer to use my ergonomic blocks, and these are available in our store online. So I'm going to take my leaf there, and then I'm going to grab a smaller one. Now I prefer, it's not necessary, but for me, I prefer to use the block that is the size of the stamp. And that's just personal preference. Oh, I don't need this one. I need this one. There. So I'm going to give these guys a quick clean, because when you get a brand new stamp, there is manufacturer's residue on it. So just give it a quick clean. You can just rub it with your finger if you like. I just like to give it a quick rub on a damp sponge, like on my chamois. So that just takes, if there's any kind of residue on there, it'll take it right off. I have seen people use like a nail file on there. Please don't do that. And also another thing that you should not do is clean them with alcohol. There is a product. Now this is an old bottle. The new bottle looks like, oh, I don't know where it is. It's white. It's like changed the color with the new black and white logo. But it's called Stampin' Mist. And this is safe to use on your photopolymer stamps to clean them. And it works beautifully. But do not use alcohol or any other kind of solvent on your photopolymer stamps, because over time you will damage them. All right, so that's nice and clean. So let's see, what are we going to do? First thing we're going to do, oh, I need a rectangle, a white rectangle. Let me have a look here. Here we go. Is it a rectangle or a square? Yeah, it's one of these. Okay. All right. So we need to, I'm going to cut my card base in half. Like if you don't want to do that, if you just want to do it the way the kit is, you're going to fold it in half like this, and this is going to be your card front. However, I have been doing this for a long time, and I will cut this in half and get 2 cards out of this instead of 1. So what color will we use as our mat on this? We could use almost any of these, couldn't we? So I'm going to use a white card base. And I pre-cut usually a pack of, every time I get a pack of the thick white, I cut them in half and make card bases out of them. And then I just keep them on my trolley beside me here, and I always have them. So let's see, if we're going to have this as our card front, I'm looking at the Secret C. I'm kind of liking the Secret C on the white, like that. Maybe. I think the Knight of, well, let's try the Knight of Navy. Knight of Navy's okay too. I love Secret C. That is my new favorite color. So why don't we use the Secret C? We could also use the, actually, Pretty Peacock is pretty nice too. So if we did the white and the Pretty Peacock. No, I like the Secret C. We're going to stick with the Secret C. All right, so let's put these aside for now. And I'm going to grab my trimmer. And I'm going to cut this at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So basically, my thing fell off. Basically, I'm cutting off just over 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to, this is not scored, so I'm going to score this at 4 1/4 because it's 8 1/2. So I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. So this card base, this white card base, is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and I'm scoring it at 4 1/4 to give myself a A2 card base. So I've got my bone folder here, and I'm just going to, so what I've done is I've just stuck it in the corner here and pushed all the edges together so that they're nice and even. Oh, and I need to cut my Knight of Navy. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. Is that right? Yeah, 5 1/4. Oh, my scoring blade just fell off. By 4. 5 1/4 by 4. And then this is going to sit on here like this. And then this is going to sit on here like this. Now again, you don't need to do it this way. You can do it, just use this as your card base, right? Just follow the instructions. Okay, so here are our elements. So let's have a look. So I have, now I'm going to keep this. You can put this on the inside of the card. All right, so we have our stamps, and they've been cleaned. And I'm going to keep my cube, and I'm going to use my big Knight of Navy. All right, so I always keep my little cardboard that comes with the kit, and I use that to prime up my stamp. Ooh, that stamp's nice. And by priming it, I mean just inking it up a few times and stamping it just to get the stamp used to absorbing the ink. So let's do the other one as well. Let's smudge that. All right, so on here, let's have a look. It's saying to, I guess that goes this way. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. So we're going to stamp this in the middle. Like that. And then we're going to take these two guys. There we go. And then we also need Miss You. Grab another block. And what did I do with my chamois? Come here, chamois. Give it a quick clean. Okay, so we're going to stamp on our little rectangle. Miss You. See if I can get it straight. Ooh, that is straight. Look at me. Look at me go. And then so much we need as well. So much. Give that a clean. I'm just going to lay it down because I kind of feel like I was twisting it a little bit. There. Now, I always put my stamps on an angle like that so that it's easier for me to line them up, because I found that this one is almost straight and I struggle with the edge of the block versus the edge of the paper. It's just a visual thing for me. So this works for me better. So if you find that you're struggling with, you know, lining it up because the your block blocks you, let's say, then try putting it on an angle. That's how it works for me. So Miss You so much. There we go. So let's get these clean so I'm not transferring ink onto anything. Because I can. So my son messaged me this morning that he was going Christmas shopping. He's usually so tired at night that he doesn't want to do it after work. He just goes home, has dinner, and that's it for him. And because he works outside, so he's, you know, he's exhausted by the end of the day. And so he texted me this morning. Well, I texted him and said, you know, how's it going, whatever. And he said, oh, I'm just getting ready to go Christmas shopping. And I'm like, it is going to be a zoo today, an absolute nightmare of a zoo. Oh, here, I was looking for my, geez, my allergies drive me crazy. My nose is so itchy today. It's going to be a zoo. And then anything I had to do, even grocery-wise, I went and did it yesterday in the morning because I said to Glenn, said, oh, let's just do it tomorrow. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Kids are out of school now. It is going to be, you will not catch me near a store unless we're starving until after Christmas now. All right, so I'm going to flip this over. And it says just to put 3, oh, I need this too. I'm going to pop a dimensional on here. So dimensionals on here. Now they're only using 3. I don't know why. I'm going to use 4. I don't like saggy anything. I got enough sagginess in my own body going on. I don't need to have my cards saggy too. All right, so one up here it says, and then some tear and tape along the bottom. So when you see this, it's tear and tape. And then if you see these little, can you see those even? Yeah, sort of. They're like little hexagons or octagons or whatever. Those are the dimensionals. So, yeah, so he was going Christmas shopping today, and I thought, ooh. And he doesn't have a lot of patience for people. He's a bachelor. He has no children, although he's got endless patience for Emily's kids, his sister's kids. But oh, and my flower, I need a dimensional. But he doesn't have a lot of patience for people in general. They drive him crazy. And I thought, ugh, I don't want to be near you when you're Christmas shopping like a couple days before Christmas. I'm going to close this so I don't stick anything in it, because I will. All right, so, and I've got my vellum piece. All right, let's see. What are we doing here? Okay, so this is going to go on here. So because I trimmed my card, I'm going to have to trim my vellum. So ordinarily, let me grab the other piece. So if I was doing it the way the box said, I would be doing this. So the vellum would be going down like this. And then this is going to be sitting on top of that. So you just sort of see the vellum behind the leafery. And then this would be going like this. Like this. Oh, isn't that cute? Okay, I get it. So this is going to be sitting up here. This is going to be sitting on top of where the tear and tape is going to be sitting on top of this piece that has the dimensionals on it. So that's going to sit like this. And then you're going to have your stamped floral behind. And then this flower goes right here like that. That is super cute. So if you didn't cut your paper like I did, this is how this would go, okay? But because I did, I'm going to have to trim my vellum and my my floral piece here just a little bit. Now, how am I going to do that? So if I glue this to that, let's glue this to this first. I may opt to leave, I may use the other half of this. We'll see how it goes. So this is going to go on here. Now if I put this on here and I left the vellum whole, let's see what we get. So that's going to sit like that. That could sit like that. Well, you definitely want to make sure everything is straight. Georgie was on my desk. I have cat hair on everything. And then this is going to sit like this. You know what? I actually don't like that. So I'm going to cut off, I think, 1/8 of an inch off the top and off the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. I have my trimmer. So 1/8 of an inch would be just, oops, let me get this over here. just the edge of this brown part right here. So I'm just going to slide that over like that. I guess I don't really need to do it. I could have just cut 1/4 of an inch off, but on the floral one, I want it to be even. So let me just put this on here and see if I can. Is that going to fit? No, I actually have to cut off a little bit more. So I'm going to cut off that. Let's see if that fits. Yep. So if I want this to be even, all right, okay, so I'm going to this could be a bit of a nightmare. Let's see. Actually, I'm overthinking this. I know I am. There, cut that like that. And I can do the same thing on this side. There. Let's hold your breath. Let's see. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. All right. That's going to work. So because this, in the directions here, it says just to use your tear and tape, which is what comes with your kit. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So it says to put 3 strips horizontally. We can definitely do that. Now, normally when you're putting adhesive on vellum, you would do it as inconspicuously as you could, because any adhesive that you use on vellum is going to show. And where's my take your pick tool? You know, which isn't ideal, obviously. So if you were typically like just gluing stuff on vellum, you would do it where there's going to be, you know, a flower put on top of it, or you know, something along those lines. All right, so I'm going to try and center this on the vellum. There. So you can just see the vellum behind like that. It's pretty even. And then this is going to go right onto here. So I'm looking forward to this week. We're going to my daughter's on, so I'll see my son and my daughter on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, and then we're going to Glenn's girls' Christmas afternoon, and we'll stay till Boxing Day. So I'm looking forward to seeing the little people, because my daughter has 2 little ones, a 6-year-old and a almost 5-year-old, and my stepdaughter has she has little Olivia. She's going to be 5 in January, and they're all so fun. They are such fun kids, all 3 of them. And they just moved. Olivia and her, oh, that's too long. Dang. Olivia and her parents just moved, like literally, I'm gonna leave it alone, like 10 days ago. And so I'm sure Olivia is going to want to give us the grand tour of their new home. I've seen pictures and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited to see their new place. So that'll be fun. Okie doke, let's do this. Let me clean up my little mess here. So this is going to go here. So let's take that dimensionals off of here. Oh, I left my little dish upstairs. One of my team members the other night gave me the cutest little dish with a black cat sitting in it. It's just a little dish with a little tiny black cat sitting in it. And it would be perfect just for putting in my little dimensional trash there. Okay, I'm going to do it this way so I can see if I'm even on both sides. There we go. So I'm going to peel off my tear tape here. My dimensionals. And then I'm going to pop this on here like this. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love it. Oh my God. Okay. So now this is going to sit on our white card base like that. So let me grab my liquid glue. I could use my tear tape. I'm a liquid glue girl. And I'm just going to center that right in there. Oh, love it. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. So for the inside of the card, I'm going to take another piece of the, what is this again? Secret C. And I'm going to cut that at 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. And then another piece of basic white. At 3 3/4. Where am I? 3 3/4. By 5. And let's see, what will we put in there? So that says miss you so much. What does this say? Says we could put in the little things you do mean so much. That would be something nice to say to a girlfriend. So let's pop that on a block. Give it a clean. Don't forget, clean your new stamps. And then we're going to give it a prime. Make sure it's going to stamp. Now, typically when I'm got ink on there, when I am doing a bunch of cards, I will use my Stamparatus or my Misty, and you know, I'll often put the same sentiment on the inside. I'm just going to shift this over a bit. So then I'll just, you know, rapidly fire them off. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to pop that in the middle, and hopefully it's straight. Cross your fingers. It is straight. Yay. Okay. And then there is a little floral. We could grab this little floral. Pop that right there. And this little guy. I don't know why I thought there was another floral. Where's my little thing? No, I guess that's it. Okay. And I'm going to put this little guy right here. Come on. The only thing about photopolymers is that they stick to you. There, I like that. So let me grab another block. Okay. So give these guys a clean. You only have to do this once. Once you prime your stamps, they're good to go. Oops, that one came right off. Okay, so let's give it a test. Give this one a test. All right. I have to remember what I was going to do. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to pop this one here. There. So cute. Okay. Give these a clean so we don't get ink on anything. Is this clean? It seems to have ink all over it. No, I guess I didn't clean it. There we go. So you can see your stamps will discolor. It's picking up any of the red tint that might have been in the blue ink, and that's okay. It doesn't affect how your stamps will stamp. It's perfectly fine. Ooh, glue heavy there. All right, so I'm going to line that up in the center. I actually should have made this 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, but that's okay. Oh my God, you know what? I looked at this and I thought, don't tell me I've put it on upside down, but I didn't. That made me jump. I was like, no. Can't say I've never done that before either. Like, okay. So that's going to go right in there. Beautiful. I love it. All right. So we have our gems, which are here. I've got my take your pick tool. And then in here, it even tells you, it shows you where to put your gems. You know, it gives you an idea if you're new to this. So we'll just follow that. So we'll put a little one over here. Is that where they have it? Yep. One right there. Another little one over here. And then a larger one down here. Oh, look how pretty that is. I love it. And I love the copper piping or whatever. If you're a quilter, you would call that piping. Isn't that nice? I love it. Okay, there's card number 1. So let's get a little bit organized over here, because I lose things. Oh, you have no idea. All right, so card number 2. For card number 2, we need one of these, one of these, one of these, and an oval, and a flower. Okay, don't need that anymore. So let's see, what flower will we take? we'll take this one. We can always change it if we need to. And so we need the little things you do mean so much. And we need the thank you. Is that everything? Yep, looks like it. Okay. So let's grab the thank you. It's this one here. I'll pop it on a block. I'll give it a clean. All right. So let's find the directions for card number 2. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our oval and we're going to stamp thank you. So let's prime up our stamp here first. Oh, what am I doing? Wrong thing. So thank you. Oh, that stamps quite nicely. All right. So we are going to stamp thank you. Like that. And then we're going to take the little things you do mean so much. The beauty of photopolymers, you can see how much ink you have on there. So I'm well inked, I think. And just pop that right there. So it's stamped okay. I'm going to live with it. If I had put this in my Misty or my Stamparatus, I could have gone over it again because the M here it's not inky enough for my liking. But you know what? It's okay. And I'm missing a vellum oval. Let's grab a vellum oval. So this is going to sit like this, and this is going to sit on here like that. Oh, we didn't finish stamping this. Hold on. Okay, I need this guy. No, not this one. This one. Yeah, this one. So the little, that guy. So let's go ahead and we are going to stamp a little floral there and a floral there. It's pretty. And then this is going to go like this. So let's pop that up on dimensionals. So how are we doing this? That's going to go like this. So I want a dimensional here and a dimensional here. Now if they overhang a little bit, it isn't going to matter because that's going to sit on that anyway, so no biggie. So that's going to go right there like that. And then this floral is going to sit right there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab a bigger one. If I can find what I did with my little, here we are. Yeah, and grab the next, maybe this big one. So let's pop a dimensional under him. Oh no, they're doing it with tear and tape. Okay. So I think we're done with this for now. Let me get that out of the way. And then that just gets glued onto there. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue, whoops, right here. Oh, that's so cute. So cute. And then this is going to just get glued onto here. And again, you can just use your tear and tape like it says in the directions. One of my ladies that comes to card class every month, she prefers tear and tape. She uses tear and tape all the time for all of her gluing. And I, you know, it's whatever type of adhesive is your favorite. This happens to be my favorite, the glue. And glue and dimensionals, that's how I rock. So this is going to sit right on here. I'm just going to hold that. Now, gluing, I probably should have used tear and tape because liquid glue and vellum are not friends. So I am going to put this aside for a minute. And I'm going to put a block on it to keep it flat. And then I'm going to decide what we're going to do with this little puppy here. So again, I'm probably going to use a white card base. Let me grab a card base here. And here are our options. I'm thinking shaded spruce. Yes. So let's go ahead and I'm going to cut up my shaded spruce to 3 7/8. That has ink on it. I'm just going to get it out of the way. So 3 7/8. No, 5 1/8. I want to go this way, 5 1/8. Yeah, so 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then this one I'm going to cut to 3 3/4. Now, is that going to be big enough? Nope. You know what? Let's put this at 4. I'm going to have to change my shaded spruce. We're going to do this at 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut my shaded spruce to 4 1/4. 4. What did I cut this again? 4. So 4 1/8. How big do I want this? Four and an eighth. So I'm going to cut this up 4 1/8. By 5 3/8. 1 2 3. Good thing about paper is that you can always change it, right? It's just paper. All right, let's have a look. Oh, I gotta score this. Score this at 4 1/4. Why do I think this isn't going to work? Oh, my scoring blade is on the floor there, so I'll just use that. All right, so let's have a look. So this, what do I have here? Yeah, I'm not loving that. And where is my element here? So this is going to sit here. I actually can make this a little smaller. Yep. I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4 by 5. How big is it now? 4. Okay, so 3 3/4. I can easily stand to lose 1/4 inch by 5. Like that. Yeah. And yeah, it's snug, but you know what? It looks okay. And so this, I'm going to change to 3 7/8. No, 4. I'm going to go 4 by 5 1/4. Why make it complicated? So 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, that's 5 1/4. Good thing I looked. There, I think that'll be fine. So this is going to go here. So the shaded spruce is 4 by 5 1/4. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then this is going to sit right on here. I love it. There, you can see the shaded spruce layer. I just think that looks so pretty. Love it. Okay, let's layer this puppy up. All right, so this is going to go like this. I love layering on cards. My friend Jen posted some cards the other day, and she had a this or that, I guess. And this was not layered. And then the second one was layered like this. And I 99% of my cards are layered. I just think it finishes it. It's a little bit more product and it's a little bit more time. But, you know, if you're taking the time to make a card for someone, then, you know, it's an extra couple of seconds and it's an extra maybe 2 cents worth of paper, 5 cents worth of paper, whatever. Then, yeah, do it. There, I love that. Okay, that looks so pretty. So let's go ahead. You know what? I'm going to use tear and tape on this because that, yeah, vellum does not like liquid glue. So let's go ahead and burnish that on. One thing about tear and tape is you want to burnish it on. So let me grab my take your pick tool here. And then I'm just going to pop this like that. Now, one thing I'm going to do that isn't in the card, I love my Wink of Stella. And I'm just going to put a bit of Wink of Stella on this white flower because I find it a little bit boring. So if you have like any kind of sparkly whatever in your stash, just throw it on there. I just think it just finishes it off a little bit. All right, so because it's alcohol based, it's going to dry really quick, but can you see, I don't know if you can you see the shimmer? Yeah, a little bit. It looks so pretty. So pretty. Let's get that out of here. All right, so I've got my, I'm just going to feed my putty here a little bit. It's getting flat. All right, so I'm going to grab a little one. I put that over here. And a bigger one. Oops, I got a cat hair on there. Georgie was having a nap on my table the other day. And put that there. There. I love it. Oh, that's so pretty. So, so, so pretty. So for the inside, what do we do on the inside? We could do much like what we did with the other one and just stamp, what will we stamp? What did these say? I guess we could do You Make Me Feel Loved. Although sometimes I think when you're sending a thank you card, it isn't necessarily my own feeling. It isn't necessarily someone that you're super, not always close to, like on a personal level, to say that, you know, you make me feel so loved. So I'm not going to put that in there. If it was somebody that I obviously did love, then I would put that in there. But I think right now what I'm going to do is just put some little sprigs. So I'm going to take, which one will I use? I like this little one. I'm going to just put a couple of, I'm going to stamp it down and lift it and then stamp it again for a two-tone floral. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. So stamp it down, lift it, and then stamp it again, so that you get the two-tone. So you have a stamped on and a stamped off. So I'm going to leave it like that, and then this gives you plenty of room to write a personal note. So there's card number 2. So card number 3, let me close this before I get ink on everything. Ooh, it's using this one. Beautiful. All right, so we're using that. And we're using this card base. Isn't that pretty with all the, looks like water. It gives me a water vibe. So we have this and this. What else? We need one of these guys. And a flower. And a rectangular vellum. This was, I think this was laying on my chamois, so it's a little warped, but it's going to be behind this. I forgot we need this as well. It's going to be behind there, so it'll be okay. All right, so let's see. We need Dear Friend. So I'm going to take my thank you. Let me clean that. Take the thank you off. And put on Dear Friend. I shouldn't have put that on there. This thing is covered in cat hair. So let me grab that. So let's give that a clean. There we go. And You Make Me Feel Loved. So it's another one I haven't used. So let's grab this. We're going to pop it onto here. Now, when you have a long photopolymer stamp like this, it's best to let it relax. Put it down, let it relax. Ooh, I'm going to need a bigger block. And then pick it up. Because if you try to place it, there's a really good chance it's not going to be straight. So we haven't used this one yet. Give it a quick clean. I can hear my husband up there banging around. He's making dinner, which is great because now I don't have to. Okay, so there we have our 2 things to stamp. So let's grab our ink. So first thing I'm going to stamp is, I'm going to stamp the long one first. Make sure I don't have any cat hair on there. So let's give it a test stamp. Oh, that stamped really well. So, okay, cross your fingers, it's going to be straight. Woohoo! And there is a cat hair on there, but luckily it didn't interfere with the stamping. Sometimes when if I pick up a cat hair, then I'll have little strands of colored ink where the hair has picked up the cat hair, or the cat hair has picked up the ink. Ooh, I like the font on that. Okay. All right, let's try and center that. And again, I have it on an angle so that I'm only dealing with my stamp, because I'm visually challenged when it comes to trying to line it up. If I have it straight on the block, I just can't do it. And yet I seem to have much better luck if I do it this way. There. Ooh, love it. Okay, so that's that. And we need our thing here. That's going to sit like this. So let's grab our turn tape. So just go ahead and put that like that. And now, how did they have that? It looks like they've put this under the vellum, this little floral under the vellum. But I kind of wonder, what if we put it here on top of the vellum, and then you'll see more of it. So I'm just going to put a drop of glue here and have this like this. I got a little carried away with the glue. Jeez, Lisa, what a mess. Okay, and then this is going to sit here like that. All right, and then this is going to go on here. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. I'm going to put a little piece of tear and tape there because where it was sitting on top of the chamois, it got a little bit warped. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of tear and tape there to hold it down. Yeah, that's better. And then I'm going to put this on dimensionals. They had the dimensionals on the vellum. Yeah, it looks like they have the... Oh, no, you know what they did? I guess I was supposed to stamp that on, not on this. I was supposed to stamp it on... Where's that other piece? Not that. On the little white rectangle. I was supposed to stamp that on here. And then put that on top of here. But, you know what? It looks fine. I'm not going to change it. Because it would be exactly the same thing, except they just had it glued right on. I don't see what difference it would make. I could see if you were putting it on dimensionals or something. I'm not going to bother. But I'm going to put this on dimensionals. Why not? And again, I don't want to put dimensionals on the vellum part because you'll see them. So I'm just putting them on the white part here. Like that. Okay. So they have this on with tear and tape. I'm using dimensionals. Oops. And okay, this flower is going to go here. Just with a bit of glue. Now I'm going to put mine off to the side. Ooh, that was a big blob. Because I don't want it to cover up my words. So I'm going to put it down like that. Okay, beauty. And then we have to figure out what we're going to do with our card base. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Light O navy. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna go night of navy. There. We could do, let's just do this. I'm gonna make a card base out of just the night of navy because this will be layered. So night of navy, I'm gonna make a card base instead of having many layers because that is going to be layered already. So I'm going to score a sheet at 4 1/4. Oh, I still haven't picked up my scoring tool, that fell off. So let me use my bone folder. So I'm just going to score this at 4 1/4. And I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2 so that I have 2 card bases. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this like this. And pop it in the corner. So you can see what I'm doing here. So I just have all like my sides pushed right into the corner there. And that just gives you a nicer card base. You can do it on your trimmer. You can do it on your score, simply scored thing, like whatever you like. Oh, I need my trimmer back. So I'm going to trim this at 4 by 5 1/4. So you can see if you like, you can stretch out your kits quite a bit. 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so this is going to go here like this. And then this is going to sit like that. Isn't that pretty? I just think that just adds one little layer adds so much. So let's go ahead and glue this guy down. There we go. And then do I want to pop that up on dimensionals or do I want it just sitting there? I think I'm just going to glue it because we have this layer on dimensionals. And you know, when you start adding too many layers, the post office gets a little cranky. And is it worth an extra stamp? Not at nearly $2 a stamp, no. All right, so I'm going to center that on here. Oh, I love this. That is so pretty. So let me grab my Wink of Stella again. I'm just going to put a little bit of glimmer on my flower. Again, not necessary, totally optional. And if I had a little bit of energy, I could just do some of the leaves. Now this pen is older. It doesn't have a lot of glimmer left in it. Give it a good shake. You can revitalize your Wink of Stella by adding a little bit of alcohol. I don't know if I've done that to this poor little guy already. Maybe I have. But there's a lot of like these little glittery bits sitting in the bottom of the tube. So if you can add a little bit of alcohol and bring it back to life, you know, why wouldn't you? Ooh, I don't want to get too over exuberant with my squishiness. There, just a little bit of glimmer on the leaves, you know, gives it a little bit of pizzazz here. There, that's all you need. And then we have our gems. Well, they're not gems, they're sequins, but they're gemmy gems. So let's go ahead and, come on. Oh yeah, I know why I didn't use this one. It's got a cat hair on it. There. Let's pop this one down here. I'll grab a little one. Oh, it's alive. Put that there, and we'll put another little one. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Darn. We're supposed to stamp one of these little fellows over here. Can I stick it in there? Let's try. I did not notice that. So in here, it clearly states to stamp one of these little flowers. I did not. Then we'll see if we can do it right now. Hopefully I won't wreck my design here. There, perfect. All right. Read the directions, girl. Jeepers. Tell ya. There. How cute. And just adding that one little layer behind, what a difference, right? Beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a piece of basic white and I'm going to trim that down to, let's see, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. So 4. Oh, a little tip on the trimmer here. These blades are very sharp. So if you push down hard, well, let me show you. Let me find a piece of paper that I'll just do it on here. So if you push down hard, I'm going to push down hard, you end up with kind of a lip. Now, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I think you can. Like there's definitely like a lip there, right? You can see it. So when you're cutting, let me cut this one. So what did I say I was cutting this to? 4 by 5 1/4. So when you cut, let the blade do the work. I'm just guiding it. So you just guide it. See that? No lip. Flat as a pancake. So don't push on your blade. Just let the machine. Oh, so that's 4 by. What did I say? 4 by 5 1/4. Let the blade do its work. You don't need to push really hard on it because that's when you get that really annoying. No, you can. There's a way to fix that. Take your bone folder and flatten it. But that's an extra step. So if you just let the blade do the work, you're off to the races. All right, what are we going to put in here? Dear friend, you make me feel so loved. What does this say? The little things you do for me mean so much. Why don't we pop that in there? And just because I can, I have a corner rounder sitting on my desk because I was using it to do my calendars. So I'm going to, because this has rounded corners, I just looked at that and I thought, you know what? Why not? I just got this little quarter rounder on Amazon. Now, if you have this one, this trio punch, what's it called? Detail trio. This is a great punch because you've got these 3 options to punch. Unfortunately, it has retired, but if you have one, by all means, that's a really good corner rounder, that one. There. Alrighty. So that's going to go on the inside here, like that. And I didn't do that corner very well. Let me pop that back in here. Make sure I'm lined up. Yeah, I didn't have it all the way in. And you can tell because you get this little, see how I have that little divot right there? So my corners, when you do it, you want to make sure that your sides are pushed right to these little things. There, that's way better. And I just chopped off this little sliver, but that makes all the difference from a clean cut to a not clean cut. All right. Okay. That's going to go in here, but you always stamp before you glue because if you screw it up, then you can flip it over and do it again. So let's put in this little, the little things you do for me mean so much. So I'm going to ink it up really well. I think I need to be re-inked. So I'm just going to try and make sure I'm straight here. Yes. Is it straight? It is straight. Look at that, would you? All right. And, oh, let's do some little leafy business in here too. Why not? We can. Oh. Yeah, no. Okay, let's use this one. Eek, I tell you. All right, so I'm going to put one here. One here. Like that. I think that's good. I'm not going to put anything else. Yeah, that wouldn't work using the Stampin' Spot as a block. All right, let's get this in here. Beautiful. Okay, center that up. I should have gone to 3 3/4 by 5, but this looks okay. This looks fine. They're very, very, very pretty. So we have, oh, we did put our sequins on. So there you go, like that. Like obviously with all my talking and that, it took a little bit longer, but you know, if you have some matching cardstock, just cut up a little quick base and you're off to the races. And you know, do some layering. Oh, you know what you could do in here too? Do I want that in there? I do not. Do I want this in here? No. I'd have to. It's not long enough. I would have to corner round it, but it wouldn't be, it's not long enough, so I'm not going to put that in there. But you could, like in the other ones. Let's see. See, we could have put this down. Oh no, it's not long enough, but you get my drift. Like we could have put this up the side or across the bottom. Anyway, you could have. All right, so here are our 3 cards. So I basically kept the same design as what the designers designed, but I just added a little bit of paper so that we could stretch them out. Now, again, you're only going to have 3 of these elements, but you know, look in your stash and see what kind of dies that you have You know, you could use the arches, the oh, what the heck is it called? You know, the arches, the layering arches dies that we have, or you could use stylish shapes, and you know, make your own shapes. And this one, now if you have, there is a retired die that does something like this. If you have that die, dig it out, throw some vellum behind it, Bob's your uncle, right? So anyway, these are the 3 cards that we made. But by cutting the card bases, we're going to get at least 9 more cards. So that's a total of 18. And then if you cut your pieces up and do like patchwork, which if I have time over the next few days, I will try to do that. Then you can really like almost make a one sheet wonder out of, you know, the pieces that you cut. Like you're off to the races. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really had fun doing this, and I was really bummed because I didn't have time with all my quilting and that to get to open my last 2 months paper pumpkin. So I will have to get to those at some point, but I just thought this came this afternoon. I still have a quilt on the frame, but it's not, I don't need to have it done by Christmas, so I can take an afternoon for myself. And I really wanted to do this and do a video. It's been a while since I've been able to do a video too. So here we are. Here we are. So I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. Take care. If you don't see me by next, oh, I was gonna say next week. It's not even next week. It's in a few days. Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. It's Hanukkah this week. I hope everybody is doing okay, and let's stay positive. It's kind of a struggle right now to stay positive, but I'm doing my best, and I hope you do too. So happy holidays. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.